NC State's trying to be a player in the ACC for 2024, but the only way to fortify your offense is by having the right signal caller under center. Well, the Wolfpack might have struck gold with a diamond in the rough by landing Grayson McCall. Let's talk about the former Chanticleer's commitment to the Wolfpack. If you are new here, welcome on into the channel. My name is Cole Thompson. I'm a radio show host based in Houston, and I talk college football daily. So if this is the type of content you enjoy, plus coaching searches, the transfer portal, bowl eligibility, the national championship, and a bunch of other nonsense that goes around our crazy game, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below. Leave a comment telling me your thoughts on Grayson McCall headed up to Raleigh for 2024. Tell your friends, your family, your mortal enemies, your best of bros, your entire church congregation, NC State fans, and college football aficionados everywhere about this channel, because we're on the race to 1,000, then 5,000, then 25,000, then 100,000, and ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get there. So jump on in while the water's fine right now. Subscribe to me on every other social media platform at Mr. Cole Thompson, the exact same as my YouTube handle. That way, the college football conversation never has to stop flowing. Grayson McCall is going back home. He's from North Carolina. He went down to South Carolina to play at Coastal underneath Jimmy Chadwell, and now he gets an opportunity to play at the Power 5 level after years of showing that he is capable of being a solidified starter at the Group of 5 level. This is a big move for a multitude of reasons. Number one, you're getting veteran experience. There are few quarterbacks that actually can say they played the amount of reps of Grayson McCall. 4-year starter during his time at Coastal Carolina, wasn't afraid to go ahead and sling it around the yard, averaged roughly around 2,600 yards per season, 24 passing touchdowns, very limited with the turnover ratio, and mobile. So experience is there. That's number one. Number two, and this is probably a bigger thing, the offensive consistency of what he was able to implement both underneath Jamie Chadwell and Tim Beck is really important in this factor. Because you look at the Jamie Chadwell offense, the way that I view it is like playing a game of Saw in the hit movie where Jigsaw is literally driving you crazy. One fatal move, it's over. You're not going to be able to get the playoff, and it's going to lead to disaster and dismay beyond belief. You have to think so quickly when you play in Jamie Chadwell style of offense. You really don't have time. You have to have kind of the decision made before the ball is even set. You have to know every single thing that's going on the field, because it's a lot of RPOs, it's a lot of quick passes, it's a lot of decision making at the line of scrimmage. And if you fail, it leads to a turnover or a loss of downs. And so when you get that veteranship of a guy like Grayson McCall, who learn how to master it and basically understand, hey, I got 5 seconds to decide, am I going to hold on to this football or am I going to give it off to the running back? I'm going to pull it. How quickly do I have to get the ball out to my receiver downfield? How quickly am I going to be able to utilize my legs? All of the shenanigans that go into what works for Jamie Chadwell, he has mastered that. And so now he gets to go to an offense that's somewhat more up-tempo, but also at the same time, a bit more spread. More so what you're going to see, not at the NFL level, but definitely something that I think would benefit showing off your arm strength. Robert and I, one of the main reasons why they went out and got Brennan Armstrong last year was because of the consistency of what he knew with the offense during his time at Virginia. But unfortunately, things didn't go according to plan. Look back at the numbers for both MJ Morris and Brennan Armstrong last season. Neither seemed to be a solidified passer. These were two kids that should have been able to work the system more in their favor, and they only averaged roughly around 6.9 yards per throw. That was 93rd in the country. That's not going to cut it in the ACC, at least when it comes to trying to separate yourself from being a tier 2 school and a tier 1 school, or a low tier 2 school into a high tier 2 school. The way that I've always viewed NC State is they find the path to 9-3. 9-3 feels very safe and very consistent for any team led by Dave Duran. They're not good enough to be playing in Charlotte, but they are good enough to get a few upsets along the way, and they're finally ready to take that next jump. They want to be teams that fight late in November for an opportunity to be in the college football playoff. And here's the good news. As we kind of talk about teams on the come up right now, that's the way that we're going to be talking about teams going into the last week of November, because the way that you start off the season won't be as bad a factor as the way you end the season, because you can lose week 1, but then slowly coast your way to an 11-1 record and then punch your ticket to the college football playoff. So the good news is you get the guy with proven experience in Grayson McCall, 88 touchdowns against 12 interceptions. He's also rushed for, I think, a dozen touchdowns in his career, over 10,000 passing yards. Guy who understands offensive identities and, more importantly, knows where to find the right receivers. A completion percentage of over 69%. Very nice. And you get a veteran. And that's going to be the key element here, I think, for the Wolfpack. Making sure that you compete alongside other teams that feel like they're a bit more seasoned at almost every position, whether that be quarterback, whether that be running back, whether that be defensive line. You're getting a kid who will be able to implement a style of offense and a brand of football that probably caters a little bit better to your strengths than what you had last season. So, big pickup for the Wolfpack. I think this is going to be a slam dunk move. We know that every single year, NC State's going to get a few upsets, but maybe this season, those upsets don't turn into just must-see games in Raleigh. No, what they turn into is an opportunity for you to get closer and closer and closer towards making the college football playoff. I mean, 9-3 this past season when you're ranked 93rd in passing. Come on. Like, you know what you can do up in Raleigh. They always find a way to get the right transfers in the building. They have a young wide receiver core that's going to be blooming into going into next season. And also, you get a quarterback that's going to be on campus for the entire spring. That way, he can learn the offense, be able to kind of understand the nuances of what Robert and I is looking for. And best of all, if he continues to flourish, you don't have to worry about what the conversation is by midseason. Do we have to make a quarterback switch? Nope. We went out. We got the right guy. We got him in the building on time. Now it's all about fine-tuning those little details that turn us from a pretender into a contender. Great move by the Wolfpack. I think this is going to be a slam dunk for Grayson McCall as well. Both sides benefit, and both sides now have a shot at making history in Raleigh for 2024. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Don't hit the X button yet. Make sure you hit subscribe to keep up with all of our daily content found on Just Saying It and anything else that we post on this channel. Bye.